Another crazy instance of board game cancel culture happened with High Noon designer Dwight Senek, and I hope I pronounced his name right. But this has been going on for a couple of years, where he's basically been run out of the board game industry, just like a lot of other people have who are good people, because of conservative and Christian values. And then nobody will stand up to the mafia. You won't see the Dice Tower reviewing this game, or Rodney from Watch It Played, or any of the major influences, because they love the cancel culture. They thrive on it. And Tom Vassell, I'm calling you out again. You have not changed your ways. And of course, the Dice Tower has suffered because of this. And unfortunately, this sort of, just cancellation happens more often than it doesn't. Anytime there's anybody outed as a conservative, it happens. Anytime you've seen what happened with Mass Effect and Eric Lang, they protect people like that because of politics, and that's what's going on across things. And there's no just real what's the word I'm looking for, my friends? It is there's no ethics involved here, is what's going on. And so I'm going to talk about High Noon and what happened with this guy's cancellation today. I did get a review copy of this game 2 years ago. He didn't do it to have me do this video or anything like that. But 2 years ago, he gave me a review copy of the game, and I loved it. And so I'm highlighting it because there is an expansion that is crowdfunding right now, and I want people to know what's going on in board game culture and how cancerous it is. So support this because I like it. I genuinely like this game. It's a lot of fun. And if you like Western stuff, I'm a big Western guy. This is definitely going to be something up your wheelhouse. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here as we talk about all things going on in culture. My name's John Delarose, everybody. I am a science fiction and comic book writer. And if you join my newsletter, which is in the description below, you can get a graphic novel, my Flying Sparks Volume 1, and there's 5 full volumes of this that you can also grab on my website, the additional volumes, if you like this. And, of course, a science fiction novel and a steampunk novel, which are for free. And so I want to keep in touch with you guys and, of course, have you around. So join this up. It's in the description below with lots of my links if you do want to support in other ways. Appreciate you for being there. But this is today about High Noon. And Dwight Senek has been at odds with the woke activists in the board game industry for years. He's trying to crowdfund his High Noon Against the Clock in the face of this cancellation. So when he did come on my show in 2022, this is a portion of when he got canceled. We had him on a live stream, and he was just talking about what was going on. And for being on my live stream, he was accused of, quote, bullying and harassment of GAMA members, which is the Game Manufacturers Association. It's a whisper network that masquerades as a industry sort of union, and it's all about politics. It really is. And so they didn't like that he came on my live stream and talked about board games and actually promoted his board game, of course. And so you can see like the email here on my Fandom Pulse article. You can read the whole thing if you want. But it's interesting if you get into all this and you get into what they actually say and how mad they are about this. It's nothing Dwight actually said himself. It's actually what I said, and then he, quote, participated in it. So he literally got canceled by this organization from guilt by association. That's how crazy these board game people are. And like I said, Eric Lang is in this organization. Rodney from Watch It Played is in this organization. Tom Vassell's in this organization. It's a big cabal, and it's a big whisper network. These people are just they're just ridiculous because board gaming should be a family or hobby, but it's really turned into a woke nightmare. Now, beyond this, a local board game person, Darby Taylor, was who runs a retailer close to Dwight's area, started like messaging other retailers and conventions to try to cancel Dwight because Dwight was trying to demo his game. Again, this is just a guy who's trying to demo his game, get his game sold, and as you can see, it's very close to funding right now, and that's why I want to highlight this right now. This is what we try to do for the culture here, guys, is try to get these great projects actually funded and, of course, change things based on this. And like I said, I've played this. I can highly recommend it. It's a miniatures game, which is like kind of skirmish oriented, easy to set up, and a lot of fun if you like, especially if you like the Western theming. So this is something to check out. I like the miniatures. I think they're pretty. And the Western theme, of course, is something I'm sure the woke activists don't like either because, the American West is definitely an anti-woke kind of place, right? And so look at this guy, this is a separate instance. He goes, I know you're pretty close with Dwight Senek. I want you to tread lightly here. Are you aware of some of his beliefs about women? Oh, boy. He's pretty outspoken about them on Facebook. I had this exact conversation with a 35-year-old. This is a quote from Dwight, I guess. I haven't verified that he said this, but it's pretty based if it is. This makes me want to support him more. But I had a conversation with a 35-year-old single woman over the weekend, never married, no kids, not looking for a good man. What's she doing instead? Building her modeling brand, writing a musical, allegedly developing an NFT, trying to start a bunch of businesses, etc. She claimed to be a devout Christian and got real defensive when I told her she was going against God. Widows aside, the church needs to start shaming unmarried women over the age of 24. Pretty based. So you can agree or not, but again, that's just Dwight's personal Facebook, and to try to cancel him over that is ridiculous. So here we go. There's more people doing it, and somebody said, my main question is how, after openly hateful and misogynistic Dwight has been, all it takes is a quick look at his Facebook public posts. SkirmishCon, that's convention for miniature skirmishes, obviously, would want anything to do with him. At this point, after his continued flood of hateful posts, I have a bit of an open revolt at my store about us participating in High Noon Con. So the main problem is these people act like this. They spread rumors, they spread lies, they spread hate about people, and then they say, oh, we've got some people angry about this. Well, of course, you created that anger. This is how the Whisper networks always work. And if you just ignored things, you just made things about games, and you didn't care about people's personal politics, and ignored this crap, and didn't give this kind of thing any sort of attention, you wouldn't have any problems. But these people create their own problems, like I said, and they create their own little Whisper networks, and they use these as excuses to do bad to other people. I freaking hate it. That's why we're here. When we initially talked about participating in SkirmishCon, it was my assumption Dwight would be present doing demos and selling the game. I didn't like that situation, see? Like, they're mad that he's even just selling his game at a convention, but was willing to accept it. Now that we know he has basically bought the event, we feel very differently. Having Dwight as a primary sponsor for SkirmishCon, so he tried to sponsor a convention and can't even do that. See how anti-capitalist this is? Because these guys, I guess, can't compete with Dwight. This is what it comes down to, because Dwight's got a better game than them. I fear that if we participate in the event as is, Java Game House reputation and our community will be irreversibly harmed. This is for allowing a guy just to just promote his Western game. Again, like there's I've played it. There's nothing in this game. It's just a Cowboys versus Indians. Can you say Indians anymore? I might get canceled. Sort of fight, sort of deal. It's very classic. It's ridiculous. That is not an outcome I'm willing to accept. Although I hate to put you in this position, I'm going to have to ask you to choose between friendly local game store that thrives to create an inclusive and respectful community. You see how it goes? They always say they're being inclusive by excluding somebody. They're freaking liars, and they are just hateful people, and they're the bigots. This is bigotry by this guy. And the game store that strives to create an inclusive, respectful community, and the hateful, misogynistic throwing money at you in an attempt to have the community overlook his consistently divisive messaging. I would hope that this would be an easy decision for the garrison, but it's yours to make. If you have reached out to us with more transparency about this financial situation, we would have tried to partner at a higher level and maybe avoided this situation entirely. We aren't looking for top billing, but we're definitely looking to partner with events and organizations that share our values. And then you could see the board game store, the board game house, or whatever it is, their values aren't selling board games, which it should be. That's your one freaking job, you a-hole. You're not a politician. Dwight's not a politician. Shut up. I hate these people so much. I really do. And for good reason. They deserve it. They're terrible. As you can see, they want to prevent somebody from making a living. As long as Dwight is your primary sponsor, that does not appear to be SkirmishCon. And so a representative started, this is from general manager of TantrumCon, said, do not purchase a participation badge for an event which I participate as part of the management team. So they canceled him from TantrumCon, Game Party Con, Proto ATL, Meeples at Sea, and Atlanta Game Fest. And then the same person shared a recommendation that you be excluded from the following conventions at which I may have an influence. You see these influencers are trying to just harass people. Origins Game Fair, Gamma Expo, Southern Fried Gaming Expo, Escape WinterCon, Mega Moose Con, Scarab, and Mythic Con, which is a big con right there, Mythic Con. Crazy stuff. And this is all because the guy just has his own conservative Christian values that he posts to his personal Facebook. That has nothing to do with the game itself. And you can see how insidious these people are. And so, yeah, check out High Noon. I'm going to put this in the description below. This is the new expansion for the game, and you can get the base game in this as well. There's a lot of different options for how you can do things. And yes, I've played it multiple times. I played it with my kids. They are they're pretty avid board gamers. So 11 and 15 years old were able to play this fine. And it's enjoyable stuff. You can play it with 2 players or more, and I think it works really well with 2. So check it out. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. We will be back soon.